I mean, if you look at the data, it's impossible not to be disappointed. I mean, we know we need to reduce emissions by 45% by 2030 to avoid the worst impacts of climate change. If you look at the recent reporting, we're actually on track to increase emissions by 9%. Now, that would lead to catastrophic impacts around the world and is far from what we were promised in Paris that we would deliver. So that's one side. But actually, there is another reality which seems contradictory, but which is also true. And that is that costs are coming down for clean energy. We're seeing rapid transformation of energy systems, we're seeing restoration of natural ecosystems, and actually that exponential curve of progress is beginning to unfold. Change takes longer than you think possible, then when it happens faster than you could have imagined. So both are true at the same time.
So they love an acronym over in the process as well. We've already mentioned, what have we got? Well, UNFCCC, we've had COP itself, we've had the GST, the Global Stock Take. Well, but in all seriousness, it's the NDCs which... Is there going to be a name and shame? The national determined contributions, it used to be, let's do this top-down, but actually everyone's got their own bottom-up policy and way of getting to market as well. Will there be a naming and shaming here at COP of who's failing on the NDCs, their nationally determined commitments?
Well, to a certain degree there will, but that sort of fits into the process, and there will be some countries that will announce how they're doing on their NDCs this year, but not everybody. But the key point is that nationally determined contributions need to be in the national interest. And that's what's so great about the transformation of energy systems, is now countries taking action, it's profitable for that economy to take action and transform more quickly. So that's why I think what we're beginning to see now is a process that will lead to more NDCs in 2 years in Brazil that are far more ambitious than those we have on the table at the moment, because now what countries understand, this is in their economic interest, it's in their employment interests, and so that it's in their political interests as well.
So Tom, speaking of national interests, it is in the UAE's best interest to continue to be a major exporter of fossil fuel, and that has come under intense criticism coming into this COP. What needs to be done to restore credibility? Perhaps, if you are so inclined to suggest there has been a loss of credibility in this COP process, what needs to be done to restore credibility in order for this to be a success?
So it's a great question, and it's not been a very good start with this report that came out that demonstrated or alleged that Dr. Sultan had been planning to use the meetings that were being scheduled here with his COP28 presidency hat on to arrange oil deals at the same time, right? So that's really bad, and it's bad on a couple of levels. One is the COP president has to elevate above national interests and represent the interests of the whole COP. And if anyone in the COP, you imagine you come to a negotiation, you feel like the person setting the agenda is pursuing their own agenda, that's not very good for trust. And also, as you say, the meetings that were alleged to being organised are directly contradictory to what the COP was planning to achieve. So as a result of that, I think he's come out, let's not forget, and denied this strenuously, that he was planning to do it, and now it's all down to delivery. We actually now need to see early wins from the COP presidency on loss and damage, on a range of other things that show they've been working hard to set us off in the right direction. If they can do that over the next couple of days and show they are representing the interests of all countries, I think we can get this back on track. But action is now what counts.